Now, the movie itself,
Yes.
Bloodsport itself, what I wanted to ask you were how instrumental and involved were you in the casting
Oh,
of the movie?
oh, great question. I was there for everything, right down to even picking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude had done a movie called No Retreat, No Surrender. It was brought to my attention that to see this movie because you look just like me. And in fact, if you look again, you go to my website, frankdukesbloodsport.com. You look at it, you'll see pictures there of me and him at that time when I fought. We'll look very much identical, and that's how he got caught. He got picked. Now I understand he had a run-in with Menachem Golan, and they met. But what was the kicker was I went to bat for him, and I fought for this guy who's an unknown. And you got to understand, look from my point of view, they wanted to put in like Michael Dudikoff or somebody who had a following to play me in the movie. And that was more of a guarantee the movie would get released, more of a guarantee to have an audience because you have a name actor, right? And instead, here I am saying, no, let's go with this unknown and let me train him for 3 months. I'll make him spectacular. And I did. If you look at the difference in his movements, and I'm not trying to say this from a bragging point of view, but a real technical point of view. If you look at his appearance and how he moves in No Retreat, No Surrender, or you see in other films that he's done, he's very, very stilted. And when I got a hold of Jean-Claude, I worked for him for 3 months. We worked tirelessly, 3 days a week. He'd come to my school after I closed classes, like about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And we worked past midnight to get him really crisp, smooth. And I also was very blessed to have a guy named Hubie Kearns in my life. Now, Hubie Kearns was the stunt coordinator. He doubled Adam West in Batman, but he was one of the stuntmen Hall of Famers. He really was an expert at movie making. He met Bruce Lee when he was doing the Green Hornet, and he's the one who basically taught Lee movie fighting. And so here I have the guy, the master who taught Lee all these secrets of movie fighting, and he's teaching me. And I met Red Morgan, and that's where I came up with different ideas on like how to play with shutter speed. Nobody done that. Everybody's played with film speed, but nobody played with shutter speed when it came to making this film. Also the angles. I fought for different angles. David Worth and me sat there for hours. Every day we made sure we rode together back to the hotel in the same van. And we went over the different angles. And David is brilliant. I mean, he's really brilliant. And we came up with a different way to shoot this movie that nobody had shot before, where I said, look, I took this guy who's really got a great background in dance. He can memorize like multiple movements. And instead of doing all these chop movements, what if we kind of shoot 3 cameras and we do a long through the whole choreography? It doesn't stop. Okay. We just run it, the whole fight scene this way. And unfortunately, there's some stuff that never made it to the movie that I thought would have been brilliant. There's an aerial fight scene that we did. It was just, I mean, it took your breath away. But ultimately, they cut it the way they wanted to cut it. Carl Kress was an Academy Award-winning editor who edited the film. I don't like it when people try to kind of hone in on that. Say, oh, yeah, Jean-Claude edited it, and that's what made it so great. No, Jean-Claude, he did add to it, but Carl, you got to give Carl the credit for how he assembled that film. And because of my background in actually writing Bloodsport, I did a lot of things in there that I made sure were in the script that would translate over to when I was the choreographer. I choreographed that movie as well. And so as a choreographer, I made sure that I could do what we call in movie making foreshadowing. I could set up scenes early on in the movie that would pay off later, like the how to reach deep down in yourself and find that moment of respite when everything's kind of taken away from you by surprise. No matter how great your plans are, right, in life, all of a sudden something will come out of nowhere and it'll just totally tank you. That's one of the messages of the movie.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.